So now we see one of the demo elements. So on the left-hand side, there is a Qt graphical user interface visible on the right top right side. There is our IDN toolbox, which is the 2D visualization of laser content. So there is currently a graphics animation running in a loop, and now I can use the Qt GUI to change some parameters that are specific for the visualization in that software on the top right. So we can change the coordinates, orientation of the graphic presentation. So that's so-called flip X or flip Y. Then one specific parameter there is the line width, which is used for the visualization. So now it's pretty narrow and it can be extended to larger values. There are some other parameters that are specific for this IDN toolbox, so they would not be used by a real laser projector, and therefore it's very useful or flexible to keep these parameters outside a specification of ILDA of the IDN family. So these are examples for controlling this. So if you carefully look at the graphical user interface of the toolbox, you will see that there are sliders available to do exactly the same. So we are remotely controlling these right now. So on the other computer with the IDN toolbox, I could directly change, for example, line width and this fade factor that we have just seen here. But the NetConfig allows to do that from a remote computer. So actually this Qt GUI together with the toolbox was the first element that our students programmed to demonstrate that, although basically it's not necessary because the toolbox has a graphical user interface where the user can directly control the parameters, but this Qt GUI together with the toolbox was the first demonstration of the IDN network configuration where you intuitively can see that it's really working because remotely those sliders will change their values in the toolbox. So now we see the second piece of software that is working with the IDN-NetConfig. It's the laser VR, it's a virtual reality 3D visualization of lasers, and I'm using an Android phone now with the NetConfig app on Android. So I'm searching for devices on the network. We'll see 3. I will select the virtual reality software and go into the live mode and change a few parameters to demonstrate that. So we can change the light in the room, for example. Now it's getting darker. The stage light can be set just to demonstrate a few of these, and the laser brightness might be adjusted as well. So it was to 0 when we started to connect, so no lasers visible at all, and could control the brightness of the lasers to a certain amount, so even amplify or increase or reduce as necessary.